Good morning. Hello, all my viewers. This is one of the lectures that I want to start for farming and organic farming, what we need to know about organic farming. And we'll start with something very small. Uh, it's the 18th today. At least I think it's the 18th today. Okay, it's the 19th today. And I want to talk about farming today in short. What is farming? What we need to know about it? At least organic farming. We need to know the nature cycles and tutajuana mambo ambayo yanahusiana kuhusu organic farming. Leo ni 19th of March na ilinyesha leo, na vile ilinyesha tunaweza kusema kwamba maji iko na muhimu sana kwa farming. If there was no water we could not farm, and this is a proof that over the years we have been waiting for the rains, and now the rains have come in March, at least the end of March, almost nearing the end of March. And where the way I see it, we are either ready for the rains or we are not. When I say if we are ready for the rains, I mean when the waters pour from the skies, are we ready to collect it? Are we ready to put it down into the earth, or are we just letting it go into the sea? You know, I'm just sitting here against the sea and seeing its endless majesty. But that all that water is useless unless it's desalted, unless it's purified. And if the skies give you the rain, the question is, are we ready and are we catching all that water? So, my first point is in organic farming, instead of crying and praying for things to happen, we should be ready for the things. It rained very nicely today, ilinyesha vizuri, lakini tulikuwa tayari kuchota hiyo maji. Tulichota maji kwa farm zetu. That's the question. If the rain leaves your gates and if the rain leaves your farms without being of any use there, that means that we have failed. Collect the rainwater by digging trenches at least half a meter deep by half a meter wide. So what happens is when we dig these trenches, it stores the water which is going to leave your farmland anyways. And this is one of the ways you can connect with nature, by giving it its best form of water, and which is the rainwater. So instead of crying and instead of praying for the rains, we should be ready for the rains. That's what I say. We are born sensitive. I mean, we don't have to do anything to be sensitive, but we have to be trained to be sensible. So my courses will be aligned with the cycles of nature, and training you towards an inclination of farming methods which are nearing to zero budgeting, and ways of making your own fertilizers, ways of making your own pesticides. I would not say pesticides as such, I would maybe say pest repellents, because pesticides means you need to kill the pests, and in organic farming we don't believe in killing anything. So we will be making our own pest repellents, and we'll be making our own fertilizers, and the word fertilizers can be exchanged with organic matter because it's the same thing. And that's how we're going to go ahead and learn this zero budget farming methods. Ningetaka kuongea kwa Swahili, lakini saa ingine fluency yangu inategemea, kwa sababu nilikuwa nikijisomesha organic farming huko Ulaya, India, na sasa nimerudi hapa Mombasa na ninataka julisha hawa wananchi yetu jinsi ya kufanya organic farming. Kwa hivyo nitakuongea na Swahili na nitaongea na English kidogo, ndio sasa tufuate hiyo mambo ya organic farming, kwa sababu ile mambo inatokezea kwa jungle. Hakuna mtu anaenda kupanda mti pale, Hakuna mtu anaenda kupatia maji pale, hakuna mtu anaenda kupatia mbolea pale kwa jungle, lakini jungle inaendelea. In fact, the best honey iko na uzito zaidi, ambayo iko na tamu zaidi, inapatikana kwa jungle. So we can just understand the amount of goodness that the jungle has. And in essence, what I'm trying to say is that we need to get back to the roots of ourselves. We need to connect within ourselves. We need to take farming and gardening as a spiritual practice rather than anything. And you need to go ahead in a way to understand it and understand its cycles and understand its ways of giving and receiving from nature. So who was a farmer? Mkulima alikuwa nani? Alikuwa anajua kila kitu. Alikuwa anajua mwezi, he used to know the moon cycles. Alikuwa anajua cycles za maji vile inategemea. Alikuwa anajua kila kitu. They had their own seeds. They had their own ways of farming. They had their own practices of farming. Farming is a method of connecting with nature and giving you prosperity. And this is one way of being in total control of your income. I mean, the amount of effort that you put in a farm is collateral to the amount of produce they can get. And this is the only business where the risk, if you are doing it organically, is lower than compared to you do it chemically. Because you have a lot of workers working for you. You have the earthworms, you have the small insects, you have the microbes and the bacteria and the viruses. They're all working for you, as compared to other businesses where you have to work with a very broad spectrum of mindsets, a very broad spectrum of employees. In farmland, you are connected with nature and you are connected with a labor force, if that's the word, which is completely engrossed into working and into working for the better of your land. This is a small short video of what kind of things we will cover. Most of it will be covered as the importance of insects and earthworms and composting, because this is very important. When we are making our own fertilizers, we need to be aware of how to make compost. We need to be aware of the manure and how it's the best way it's formed. We'll be connecting with liquid fertilizers. We'll be analyzing soil pH and water pH and how they affect the plant growth. And we'll also look at moon cycles. Now, this is something very new and very alien to most of the farmers, of how the moon actually attracts water towards the root system. And it's like simple way of understanding is like, if the earth is in one position and the moon is in an elliptical orbit, so like there's a time or a phase of the moon where the moon is actually near to the earth as compared to other times where it is further away. So when it comes near here, the water is actually, you know, taken up towards the moon. So the water stays above the soil area. So this is the right time to, for example, plant seeds. So the water stays in the up area and the roots get the soil. The soil does not absorb the water stays up, and the plant grows in that duration of time, 3 to 4 days. And then after that, about the fifth to sixth day or seventh day, the moon passes away and the roots go deeper by that time. So the water also goes down and the root also gets the nourishment at that time also. So small things like this, we'll get to know. We'll get to know with animations. We'll get to know with videos, and let's hope for a better future for East Africa. And let's not get into chemicals and pesticides and genetically modified seeds. Let's stick to selective seeds. Let's stick to organic farming practices, because what I have seen in India happen after people go into chemical farming is a completely black scenario. I mean, I cannot say it any more vividly, but once you get into chemical farming, you are left with nothing but a barren soil, an empty bank account, and a family that's dying of diseases and cancers. So let's not happen. Let's not make this happen for Africa. Let's get to know some of these basic practices of organic farming, the way they used to do it in the olden times, and let's get to connect to our roots. And I'll see you again in my next short video.